Welcome back. The last time I tried to play a rapid game on camera, chess.com crashed just as it finished and I wasn't able to run the game review, but I did figure out what happened in that game. And I did win it, so now I'm only 16 points away from 1200, which I have been over before. In fact, I've been over 1300, but I crashed and burned apparently and went back into the 1100s. I'm trying to get back up above 1200 now. I'm going to play a game. I'm going to click play right now. And we got paired, so I'm going to play e4. My opponent is over 1200. Hopefully I can match them before too long. They are going to take their time to play a response to e4. That might be a ploy, or maybe they're not paying attention. Or maybe they've disconnected. We'll find out in a second. It says they're going to auto-abort. Oh, they played it right before they auto-aborted. Okay, interesting. Taking an awful lot of time to make each move. I think I will put my bishop on c4 and see what my opponent does. If they put their bishop there on c5, I think I will try the Evans Gambit. They did not. They went over here. I don't know if it's best to defend that pawn or if it's best to take it. Really don't know. I'm going to take it. This appears to be an opening that my opponent knows. And here, if I put my knight there or there, they'll just take it. If I put it there, they'll take it. If I put it there, they'll take it. So it looks like I have to go back with it. All right. It is the Italian game Rousseau Gambit, according to the list over there. Looks like I have to put the knight here if I want to castle. All right, let's do that then, because I do want to castle. And then we have to move the bishop. I'm happy to put it over here to point at that knight. They were able to take that pawn. That's no surprise. Let's castle. I have never seen, pretty sure I've never seen this opening before, but I'm trying to make the best moves possible. Let's see if I go here. If they take with en passant, I can come back, but then they could take with their bishop and I could take with my queen. Let's try it. I figured that's what they would do. Here we are. I would like to have gotten some more pieces developed, but it didn't work out that way. My opponent has all their pieces developed, and I do not, so that it's not working out perfectly. That's for sure. I guess I can develop a piece and pin that knight at the same time. I'm not sure. My opponent can probably attack my queen one way or the other. Maybe this way. Okay, they've gotten out of the pin. Good for them. And let's see, where should I put this knight? I'm going to go ahead and put it here where the two knights protect each other. My bishop still has room to run, as does my queen. Although I just realized they can probably push that pawn forward. They did not. Okay. They're coming after my undefended bishop. Right? Then I can either take or retract it, but I don't want to put it there because then that kind of blocks my queen's path. I could move over here. I kind of like that. It protects my bishop, and of course we can trade queens if they would like. And somehow, despite my opponent's very slow start, they now have more time remaining than I do. Okay. Let's line up this with the queen. It is an open file, so rooks do belong on open files. So the knight can always move out of the way at some point. Kind of depends on they saw that and didn't want their queen there. Okay. Well then, what should we do? Should we put the other rook here? This pawn's undefended. That's what they're pointing at, isn't it? Okay. Really not. Oh, you know what? Their similar pawn is undefended here. That's interesting. Should I take it? I don't know. Let's take this. I don't know what else to do with that piece, and that pawn is still undefended and they're no longer pointed at mine. Should I take it? Looks like it might get dicey down there. But I think I can always come back. Also, that pawn is undefended. Just have to be really careful that I continue to have a way out. Oh, that didn't work out well for me, did it? All right. I don't think I have much choice but to take that, do I? And now I'm down in exchange, but up 2 pawns. No, up 1 pawn. Okay. Guess I could take that pawn and that one too, but they're aiming down here, so I don't know if I should come back and try to defend. Or what? I'm pretty sure I shouldn't take that, because then they check, and when I take, the rook coming down here is mate. I should wait for them to take here, so I take there, and then I can still block that last check, I think. So that's what I'm going to look at right now. And I can still, okay, that's dangerous, because now they're trying to mate me this way, but I could still block, but I would be down a rook. So I should probably check, and then protect the rook this way. Okay. I think that's what I have to do. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I think it was necessary to prevent checkmate here. And it might have been a mistake to clear off all those pawns because now my opponent has a lot of running room. But I do feel like this was messed up from the beginning. As soon as I took that F pawn, the Rousseau Gambit, as the case might be. I don't know if do I need to move a pawn here? Is that what I need to do? It looks like they're about to move over here and aim at this. I think I need to move the rook over here to protect that and also give me the ability to move my queen should I need to, because the rook wasn't protected here, but now it is protected. Okay, they're definitely aiming for that. And because their queen and rook are on the same file, then I won't have anything down here. So I should probably move this, right? I don't know. They also have 2 pieces pointed there. I might just be lost, but I have no idea. Okay, well, hopefully I cut out a long section there, but my opponent was just taking their time. Of course, they decided to move as soon as I began talking. Well, that pawn's undefended. What are they aiming at here? Are they aiming just at the pawn, or is there a separate thing here? I kind of want to go here. That would give up the pawn, but they would have to do something to protect that rook, wouldn't they? Or should I just protect the pawn by moving it forward? But then, but then the other 2 pawns are backwards, so I don't know. Should I just shoot one forward and see how far I can go? Well, I don't know. I think here they have to protect the rook, so they won't take the pawn. Okay, they did protect the rook. It's, then I guess I protect the pawn. Okay, it's too bad I don't have something aiming at that, right? I don't want to come straight back, that's for sure. Did I mess up? I feel like I've messed up several times in this game, but each time that I make a move, I'm trying to consider it carefully. Okay, now they're aiming for this thing again. Don't know what to do. Guess I could, if I put my knight there, I'm threatening mate, right? They have to do something about that. They did, okay. I don't want to give up my knight now, but I mean, they don't have to take it. But if they did, I would get their other rook. But again, they don't have to take it. But I get rid of a pawn, right? I don't know. Let's try it. Yeah, if they take it, I get their other rook. And if they don't take it, then I can just put it back, I think. I realized they could have taken this pawn. Okay. Can I go there and then threaten that rook? But then it's just going to come down here or something. Let's see. Should I just move this? Or should I move it here? No, they'll take it if I move it there. If I take it here, I kind of trap my queen a little bit. I'm going to go here. I really don't know what their plans are. That's what I thought they were going to do. They're threatening mate. But I can get their queen off of the board, I think. This might be horrible, but I'm going to do it. And wow, I somehow ran off 2 minutes over the last couple of moves. I did not mean to do that. They are doing that, okay. And that. I need to go after that other pawn, I guess. Oops. Yeah, I can block that pawn this way. Oh, they want to attack that pawn. Well, I can't protect that pawn, can I? Okay. And then I can't protect the other one. Well, so let's just move the other one up. Then if they go after that one, I can defend that one like this. And if they check me, I can come out, I think. Oh no, well, they didn't check me, so I can't come out. I'll have to come out a different way. Okay, well, I can get their pawn then. Oh, and protect mine at the same time. But they're going to come after it, right? So let's bring my king. They're going to come after my knight. Then I will move there. I assume they're going to come after my knight. I don't know what else they can do. Yeah, so I have to move, and then they're going to get that pawn. Right now, they can take it with their king. Okay, that's what they did. And then I can't stop them from taking that pawn, so I need to try to get their other one. See, what's the best routes to the other one? Here, I think. And then something like that. They're going to take that other pawn. Okay. And there we go. That's how I get to that pawn. Okay. Well, checking is okay. Okay. Then I'm about out of time, but yeah, I've got to clear that pawn off. I think I can do it this way. Okay, and then I have a passed pawn that they're making no attempt to stop. Let's see. Oh, they're going to take my knight. Okay. Can't do anything about that, can I? But I also don't think they can stop me from promoting. So I should be able to at least get a draw out of this or run out of time, which might happen. I have been known to run out of time when I'm ahead. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get a queen then. And then I will move this way out of check. And you know what? I'm going to take the draw. I decided to take the draw because of how low I was on time, and also maybe because I was talking, but it felt like my time was running faster than time actually normally runs. I mean, given an increment or unlimited time, I feel like I could have pulled that out with the rook against, with a queen against a rook. But with under a minute remaining, I'm not confident that I could have done the job with the queen against the rook, even though I think I could have figured it out given enough time, but not in 52 seconds. I'm going to run the game review. I got a point for that? Because I was 1184 at the beginning of the video, wasn't I? I think I got a point for that draw. Yeah, I messed it up really badly. I had 6 blunders, 3 misses, 3 mistakes. Good grief. My opponent did not have any blunders unless you count misses as blunders, which I do, and they had 10 blunders to my 9. So, looks like I actually had a lead there at the end until I gave it away with the last move. But again, we explained that because of time. This says we both played very badly. Neither one of us deserves our ranking, according to this ratings estimator. Where to begin with that graph? My goodness. Well, that's depressing. I don't even know if I want to look at it. Okay. I did want to look at the opening, because I don't think I'd ever seen exactly that sequence before, and I want to see what I did wrong right there someplace. Looks like I played inaccurately within the first few moves. And then I want to look at this huge blunder here, and then my opponent's huge blunder there, giving me apparently I had a mate in 3 right in the middle, but I didn't see it. Okay, so that kind of narrows it down. So let's, at this point here, we were in a normal Italian game when they played that, which is apparently the Rousseau Gambit, and I'm supposed to play d4 or d3. Okay, see, I asked myself, I think, during the game, should I protect the pawn? But I definitely shouldn't take it. Or just take the knight. What? Well, I'll try to remember that if I see this again, where the opponent gives me a +1, that I'm supposed to push here. Now, what would they have played if I had pushed here? There's a variety of moves. They can take either one of these. Doesn't matter. Well, this one's undefended now, and as it was before, they take that, then I take here, and then they play d5. And I move my bishop out. Okay. Well, I'm starting to remember why I switched exclusively to d4 a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago, whenever it was, as my main opening, because it seemed like there were far fewer of these gambits and responses and tricks against e4 or against d4 than there are against e4. But I ran into my share over there, which is why I switched back. But this is certainly reminding me, and whoever plays this has probably played it before. And so they knew if I didn't play d4, then they had the advantage. They knew that if I took, which is what I did, that they're supposed to play e4 and threaten my knight. That's the only move that gives them any advantage, and they played it in 2 seconds. So yeah, they have played this before. I'm curious. The reason that they took 40 seconds to play the first 3 moves might have been part of the ploy, or maybe they were deciding which opening tack to take. But the fact that they played this in 2 seconds tells me that they've played this before. And I was supposed to go to d4? Wait, wouldn't they have just taken it? It says my best move now is knight to d4. And they wouldn't take it. Why not? Why in the... Because I have queen to here, and they would block. They would have to block this way, which I would take. And then they have to play here. And then I would go forward with a check. Oh my goodness. Well, looking at all that makes me realize that I'm probably never going to be very good at chess. Yeah. Well, apparently I was doing okay all the way out to, used to when you clicked on the graph, it would take you to that point, but that doesn't work anymore. Oh, you have to click above or below it, apparently. And no, that's not where I clicked. That's where I clicked. Okay. Apparently I was doing just fine all the way out to move 14. This was a miss, and I had to play knight to f4 here. Now. Okay, I brought my rook over, I think is what I did, but I had to play knight to f4 is the only move. And then they would have played in here, maybe. f5, f7, or e5 even. I don't know about my opponent. I really don't know which one of those they would have chosen. And then I could have taken this. Isn't that kind of where we ended up anyway? I ended up having to take that anyway. Oh, but now I can take this pawn and threaten their queen again, and it has to move again. And then I would have been up a pawn, and well, actually at about this time I was up a pawn, but okay. So backing up to what actually happened here. Instead of bringing my rook over, which was not in my top 3 moves, knight to f4 is the only move. Barring that, I should have brought the d rook over to a not open file. I'm sorry, the a rook over to the d file, or just gone ahead and taken the knight now. But instead, I was trying to follow principles of putting rooks on open files, which apparently doesn't apply because that's about, the 3rd game in a row that putting a rook on an open file was a miss. Yeah, that's a blunder. Going from even to -5, that's not a miss, that's a blunder. But they missed right back by playing there, and it took us about halfway back to even. Well, I'm not learning anything from this so far, just FYI. Okay, here my opponent had mate in 4, but instead they did that, which gave me a mate in 3. Really? I thought I was lost here and I was just trying to distract them from winning. All right, did I not click? Well, in the past, when you clicked on analysis here, it took you to the analysis board, but in the present, when you click on analysis, it does nothing. The browser bar, the address bar, which you can't see, says we are on the analysis tab, but this is clearly the review tab. I cannot click on the analysis tab. Okay. And the settings icon does not work. Maybe I have to refresh the page. I'll try to remember that we're on move 31. Okay. I refreshed the page. It does look like we are on at the beginning of this again. The settings bar does work now. Okay. I just wanted to check really quick. Okay. Well, I checked the settings. I did remember that we were on move 31 where my opponent had a mate in 4, but they played there and gave me a mate in 3. And it says I have to play queen to e5. Oh, goodness. I see it. It's a forced mate in 3 because if they block with the rook, that's mate immediately. So they would have to block with the queen, which I would take. And then they would have to block with the rook, which I would take. That's mate, right? They only have 2 legal moves. That's one of them, and that's the other one. My goodness. But instead I did that. But again, I did not know that I had a mate in 3, obviously. That's why I need to do more checkmating puzzles. But I was already concerned about being a minute and a half down on the clock. That kept throwing me throughout the game too. That's a mental headspace thing that I need to work on because my opponent took so long, took 40 seconds to play their first 3 moves, and then started playing faster than me. And I've had several opponents do that. I should be aware of that tactic by now. It's happened so often that I'm convinced that it is a tactic that people employ intentionally rather than just some accidental, coincidental thing. In case you were looking for a new tactic that might work for you, take as long as the computer lets you on your first few moves before it, wait until it says about to auto resign or auto abort or whatever, then play a move and do it again for the first 3 moves, and then start playing quickly. Maybe not everybody, but at least some of your opponents like me will be thrown off by it. And so here I was definitely concerned about the clock. If I had not been, maybe I would have looked around. Maybe I would have found this if I'd had 5 minutes left. Okay, but I did know that I could probably force the queens off the board here. Of course, it is their only move to take, because if they block with the rook, then I would have mate, so they had to take with the queen, and I took back. They had to go to d8 here, but they went to f8, which took us to drawn or even if I played knight to d5, which I did. My concern was to go after this pawn. They needed to bring their king now, according to Stockfish, but instead they came after my knight again with the rook, which seemed like an empty endeavor, but I did not respond bestly here. That's obvious now. I didn't have to look at Stockfish to see that not only does that protect the knight, but it advances this pawn. And as it turned out, they were able to easily get this pawn in just a little bit because I did nothing here. c4 is the obvious best move to me at this point. Then what do? It says that they would then bring their rook around this way to keep my king from coming any closer. Maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe they would have just come over one, trying to get around in here to knock out that pawn. But I did not. I decided I was going to blockade this pawn, which that allows them to do the rook to d2, which they did. But we were fairly close to even here. a4 was among my best moves. Of course, they should take the pawn or bring their king. I have to play knight to b5. All their top moves have the exact same evaluation, including that one. Was it just me, or did that piece move really slowly just now? Okay. I played my best move there, which is to protect the pawn. They're supposed to bring their king. Oh, h3 was among my best moves. Okay, so I wasn't playing too poorly here. King to h2 was among my best moves. Okay, but now I'm under 2 minutes. That helped me out. They should have not done that. They should have dropped their rook back. I don't know why, but that's what they should have done. Oh, it says so they can come over here and threaten my knight. Okay. But they didn't. They did this, which allows knight to c6 check, which allows me to get their other outside passed pawn. Okay. Now it's close to even. I'm supposed to take the pawn, good, because I did. And they're supposed to go king to d5. I don't know why. Or e7? What? That's their second best move. Or e6. Oh, to protect this pawn? Maybe? I don't know. But instead they played that, which is probably what I would have played. So I probably would have made that same mistake if I were them. But so that allowed me to bring my king, which was fine. And we're drawn here. I did not know that. I thought I was still behind and just holding out. I figured they were going to come for that, so I have to get it out of there with a check. They take that pawn, which is what I thought would happen. Oh, I was supposed to play knight to e5 here? Okay, but I checked first. Yeah, the pieces are definitely moving slowly now. I think it's because I downloaded that stockfish in UE. Okay. So what happened here? We were drawn through all of this. Okay, so that must have meant we were making among our best moves, both of us then, because we continued to be drawn. Oh, the pieces are crawling now. It's possible that there will be smoke coming out of my computer and going across between the camera and my face in just a moment. Let's hope not, but it could happen. Yeah, that the pieces, or maybe the pieces are weighted down. I don't know if you can add weights to digital pieces. That was a good move then. That was a good move. That was a good move. Okay, so we were all doing fine here until when? Okay, that was it. What should they have done? They had to go here to maintain the draw. But see, they didn't know they were drawn, I think. I obviously don't know what my opponent was thinking, but if I'm them, they think they're winning because they have a rook, and you can checkmate with a rook. You can't checkmate with a knight. But it is in fact drawn according to Stockfish. So what they need to do is, if I move this pawn forward, give up their rook for it, and that forces the draw because I can't win with the knight. They did not know that. They brought the king, and that's what gave me the advantage. Okay, that was definitely my best move, and they definitely should have taken here. That was their best move, and my best move. And now I'm up +3. Oh, king to f6 would have been slightly better. Oh yeah, because then they couldn't check me again. Okay, well, that was my bad. But, oh, now it's, wait, go back? Okay, now it doesn't matter. It's +7 either way. All right, well, it's just a lot of sevens. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Well, they did that, and now it's +10. Wait, go back. Now, what? Remember it was +7? Now it's +29. Go back. Yep, it's +29. Go back. It's +29. Oh, Stockfish, just like a human, has no idea what it's talking about. All right. So we went here, they went there, and it's +29, or a different number, depending. And I looked at my clock and decided to take a draw. But what I should have done was play king to f5, or king to f7 is also drawing because they're just going to repeat. So I'm not going to do that. King to f5 or king to g5. Yeah, I did not know whether or not I could pull this out. So that was the best answer for me at this time. That review took a lot longer than it should have for a couple of reasons that you noticed if you were watching. So thank you for spending your time here. I'll see you next time.